Okay, here we go. So we're going to work with vertex form of parabola today. And the formula for that is y equals a bracket x minus h squared plus k. Sorry. Okay, so this is what's called our parent formula. Okay, and we're really looking at three things in this formula. We're looking at what a does. We're looking at what the h does. And lastly, we're looking at what the k does. Okay, so for our for this, we're going to look at the h and the k. The h is what transforms or changes our position along the xy, okay, horizontally. To go backwards a little bit, the very first parabola we ever do is this one, x equals y squared. And that looks like this. So the vertex is right on 0, 0. And that's what we're going to move from. We always start at our home, which is 0, 0, and then we go from there. So h is what moves it horizontally, left or right. Now h also lives inside the brackets, so I call that the land of opposites. Okay? Which means if it's a negative inside the bracket, that's my thing, refuses draw. If it's negative, it's actually going to go to the right, which is positive. And if it's positive, it's going to do the opposite and go left. Okay? So, for example, I'm just going to slide over here. Let's say I had an equation of y. Oh, come on, little computer. Waiting for my computer to catch up to me. Right. No, I don't want to write that way. Waiting on my computer. Y equals. Oh, you're killing me, kid. Oh, come on. So this works fine. As if my pen ran out of batteries. Sorry for the delay. There we go. Y equals, and we're working with the parent formula, which is a bracket x minus h squared plus k. So we're only going to work with this right here. I'm only going to change that right now. So if I went x minus 3, I'm just going to leave nothing out here. I could write plus 0, but if I leave nothing out there, that means the same thing. Okay? So if I were to graph this, this is telling me that my horizontal, this shifts horizontal left, right, and it's also going to do the opposite. So it's minus 3 in there, so I'm going to shift 3 positive, which would be 3 to the right, which means my vertex is going to be right here. Okay? So my vertex is going to be right there. Now I'm actually going to jump here. I realize I should teach you what A does. A is our step pattern. Okay. So I'm going to go back here. Let's write down a little note on A. So A is the change in the step pattern. The step pattern starts with 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, that's our original. And whatever number A is, you're going to multiply it by the step number. So it's going to be A multiplied by the step. And that's how much we're going to move every time. So we're going to get it as we go through. That's a really short definition right now. Now there's a 1 up here. So I know that my vertex went over. And now I'm going to apply my step pattern. So my original step pattern is 1, 3, 5, 7. And I'm going to times it by 1. So that means that's going to be 1 times 1. 1 times 3 is 3, 5, 7. So that means from here, I'm going to go over 1, up 1 for this one. And I'm going to go both ways, over 1, up 1. Next is over 1, up 3. Over 1, up 1, 2, 3. Over 1, up 1, 2, 3. Then over 1, up 5. Over 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as far as we're going to go right now. So there is that one right there. Okay? Now we'll do another one for you. I'm never going to change the A right now. We're going to get into more A later. So if I wrote down y equals, I'm going to put a 1 out here, x plus 4, and that's it. We take a look at our transformation, and this is our h value. So our h value is 4 in here. It's a plus 4, but we know it's in the land of opposite. So instead of a plus 4, it's actually going to be a minus 4 moving this way. So starting at our original spot, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And there is going to be our vertex spot. Okay. Then from there, we're going to apply our step pattern. Now our step pattern is the same as before. So it's going to be 1, 3, 5, 7. So if I want the graph, I go over 1, up 1. Over 1, up 1. Over 1, up 3. Same thing on the other side. Over 1, up 5. So I'm actually going to go right here. And boom. There is my here. Now, if we have something that looks like this, y equals x squared, that means we don't have anything to go in here. So it's actually a 0. It'd be a plus or minus 0, but instead of writing 0, we don't write anything. So if we just see something like this, we don't move our vertex. It doesn't have an h adjustment. All right. So to rewind here, our h here moves it left and right. So left and right, okay? But it's also in the land of opposites. So if it's negative in there, it actually goes to the right. If it's positive, it actually goes to the left. All right, next one is k value. So I'll write down the parent formula again. A bracket x minus h squared plus k. So our k value here is the vertical. All right, so that moves it up and down. Okay. And if you haven't noticed already, the h comma k is actually our vertex, and that's where I always start from. So let me copy this. Copy, and I'm going to paste it right here. Oh, son of a gun. All right, so get out of here, keyboard. So if I have an equation of y equals, I'm just going to have x squared right now because I don't want to have to think about going left or right. Let's go minus 4. So here we're moving it vertically down 4. So we start from here. We always start counting from the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4 down is where we're going to end up. Okay. Then what number's in front of our x here? Well, there's a 1 there. So that means our step pattern is just going to stay the same. 1, 3, 5, 7. Over 1, up 3. And you can do the same on either side. Over 1, up 5, which should be here. There we go. Now, I don't think we can get up 7 here because it would be 11 right here. Be about there. So there's our parabola if we sketch it as such. Let's do another one. Let's do y equals x squared plus 2. So once again, we don't have any adjustment in here. We're just looking at this one, and that is vertical. We're going to go up 2 with our thing here. Up 2 to here. And there's a 1 here again, so we're just going to go over 1, up 1. Use the same step pattern we did before. Over 1, up 3, 1, 2, 3. Good. I don't think we can go up 5. We actually end up in the same spot. So there's our formula there. So let's do a couple where we just adjust our All right, so what I want you to do is get your, for some reason my keyboard's stuck up now, but it won't let me see it. Wonderful. So get your whiteboard out, and I'm going to write on a formula here, and I want you to try to graph it. So we're going to go, and I'll write the step pattern right here too. Oops, that's not my step pattern. 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 5, 7. So if I gave you the formula, y equals x minus 1 plus 4. I'll give a couple people a couple seconds in case they want to figure it out by themselves. You can go ahead. If not, give me 2 seconds. So here, this here is our horizontal. So it's land of opposites. So we're going to go to the right one. So we're going to start in the middle here. We're going to go right 1, and we go here. My 4 is up and down, but it's positive, so I'm going to go up 4. So from we went right 1, now we're going to up 4, and there's our vertex right there. All right. Then from there we can apply our step pattern, over 1, up 1. Over 1, up 3. 1, 2, 3, yep. And there's our parabola right there. Now this one, y equals, oops, I forgot the square up there. X plus 4 minus 3. So try to find your vertex for this one. And our vertex for this one would have been 1, 4, which is right there, 1, 4. So for this, we have a plus 4, but it's in the land of opposites, so we know we have to go down, oh, not down 4, left 4 to start. Left 4 to start. Then here, we have a minus, so we're going to go down 3. So our vertex is going to be minus 4, comma, minus 3. So we go over 4, which go here, then down 3, so our vertex is going to be here. And from there, apply the step pattern up over 1, 1, 2, 3, then 5. And there's our parabola. Okay, and we'll do one more. Let's go y equals x minus 2 minus 6. So y equals x minus 2 squared. I keep forgetting these squared. I'll let you get ahead again. So this one here, it's a land of opposites, so it's a plus 2, so we're going right 2. This one here is negative, so we're going down 6. Remember, brackets, land of opposites. So our vertex is going to be at 2, comma, negative 6. So over 2, then down 6. That's where we're going to be. Then from there, we can apply our step pattern. Over 1, up 1. Over 1, up 3. Over 1, up 5. Should put us there. And 7 is going to be right on here. I went over 1 too far. I should have been there. Okay. Now lastly is our A value. Alright. So we have our formula here. Y equals A bracket x minus h squared plus k. Now we know the A moves it left or right. We know the K moves it up or down. Now this also is the land of the opposites. A does two things. Number one is if A is positive, that's plus PV, so positive, it's going to open up, just like all the ones we've done is open up. If A is a negative, it's going to open down. So let's do one example of that. So let's have the equation y equals negative x minus 2 squared plus 4. Everyone find the vertex of that one for me now and put it on your whiteboard. So my vertex, land of opposites, so we're going up 2 here. Not up 2, you fool. We're going right 2, and we're going up 4. So it's going to be 2 comma 4. 2 comma 4. We're right here. Now what number is out front here? That's not a 1, now it's a negative 1. So if our step pattern is 1, 3, 5, 7, we're going to times negative 1 times all of these. So it's now going to be negative 1, negative 3, negative 5, negative 7. So instead of going over 1, up 1 like we have been, it's a minus. We're going to go over 1, down 1, down 1. Now down 3, down 3, down 5, down 5. And there we go. The A, if it's positive, it goes up. A, if it's negative, we go down. All right, and that's just going to be the step out. You take whatever number's here, whatever number's right here, that's what we're going to multiply it by. So if there's a minus, we use, if there's a negative number or just a minus, it's a negative times our step pattern. Now the other thing it does, it's called compression or stretch. Okay? Compression is going to make it wider. A stretch is going to make it thinner. Think about an elastic band. If I took the two ends of elastic band and I pulled them, I'd be stretching them, and the bottom of the elastic band, if I was holding it here, would stretch, compared to if I push down the elastic bands, it would compress. But all you have to know is you just have to multiply it. So let me do this. Y equals, let's go 5x, 5 bracket x minus 2 squared, let's go minus 7. So let's work here first. Find your vertex using these two things first. And place it on your graph. So the vertex is -2, but we're in land of opposites, so we're going to go right 2. And up and down, we're going to go down 7. So our vertex is going to be 2, -7. Into down 7, right here. Now, what's our step patterns? 1, 3, 5, 7. Now we take our A value, which is 5 here. We're going to multiply all these numbers by 5. So that equals 5, that equals 15, that equals 25, that equals 35. Which means now we go over 1, up 5. Over 1, up 5. Now over 1, up 15, we're not going to get there. So I'm going to make a guess and let's say it's up there somewhere. And we're going to graph that. That's a stretch. You can see it's a little bit thinner along those lines. But it's exactly what we've been doing the whole time. That A value, you're just multiplying. So let's do this one. Let's do y equals 1/2 x. I'm just going to do x squared. X squared minus 4. Okay. So what's our vertex now? Well, we have no h number here. So our h, since it's not there, is 0. And this one's outside the bracket, so we're going down 4. So minus 4. So our vertex is going to be 0, -4. Not moving anywhere, and I'm going to go down 4. Then my pattern is such. Now this time we're going to times by 1/2. 1/2 times this, 1/2 times this, 1/2 times, and 1/2 times. So that equals 1/2, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. So that means we're going to go over 1, up 1/2. Over 1, up 1.5. Over 1, up 2.5. Over 1, up 3.5. And I could go further into my step pattern if I want to. But there, it's a little bit wider than if I did my original step pattern. I'm just going to do my original 1, 2, 3. Okay. There's the original step pattern there. What's my next number? 5. You can see how that one, the black one, is wider or compressed. If I went back here and did this one, you can see how it is skinnier or stretched. So let's do some. I'm just going to write some formulas down and they're going to have you. So y equals 2 bracket x plus 1 squared plus 4. So I'll give you a 30-second lead here to graph it. All right, so that's been long for you if you're waiting for me. So I'm going to start with my vertex first here. Plus 1, we're in the land of opposites, so we're actually going down 1. So that's minus 1. This is outside land of opposites, so we're going down. How can we say it's down? We're going right 1, and this one we're going up 4. So my vertex is negative 1 comma 4. Negative 1 comma 4, so up here. Now I have an A value, so I write down my step pattern, and then we're going to multiply it against it the whole time. So that's 2, that's 6, that's 10, that's 14. So we're going to go up 1 over 2 this time. Up 1 over 2, then 6. Up 1 over 6, up 1 over 6. And there we go for that one. Okay, next one. Y equals a quarter. Is quarter going to be nice? We'll get fine with a quarter. X plus 4 plus 6. Let's do that. I'll give you a minute again. And if I'm not giving enough time, just pause the video. So our H number here is we're going to go left 4, or minus 4 since we have a plus in there, we're in the land of opposites. So it's minus 4. Then here we're outside, so it's up 6. So negative 4 comma 6. So negative 4 comma 6 is going to put me right here. Then my step pattern is 1, 3, 5, 7. We're going to times everything by a quarter. So 0.25, 0.75, 1.25, and 1.75. This will be really annoying. Over 1 up 0.25. Over 1 up 1. So we're going to be on here now. And over 1 up 1.7, 1.25. So about there. Then we're going to go up to about here. Now here you can see it's really flattened out now. Okay. Let's do a couple more. So let's go with y equals negative 3 x plus, let's go minus 4 squared. Let's do that one. Now for everyone confused, what number did I write there? I didn't write anything, but you could add plus 0 if that helps you. But just recognize there's nothing there. Now our equation, or our vertex, we're going to go right 4. It's a minus, so it's going to come out a plus 4. Now we had nothing here, so we're not going to move it vertically anywhere. So our vertex will be 4 comma 0. 4 comma 0 is right there. Then my pattern, we're going to times everything by negative 3. Negative 3, negative 3, negative 3. So that's going to be negative 3, negative 9, negative 15, negative 35. So over 1 down 3, over 1 down 3. Over 1 down 9 is going to be way down here. Over 1 down 9. And away we go. We'll do one last one here. Let's do y equals negative x plus 4 squared minus 1. So our vertex, we're going to go left 4, so it's a minus 4. Now here we're already at negative 1, but it's out there, so we're going to go down 1, so it's going to be negative 4 comma negative 1. Minus 4 minus 1, I'm right here. Then my multiple, there's a 1 here. So it's going to be negative 1 times 1, negative 1 times 3, negative 1 times 5. So negative 1, negative 3, negative 5, over 1 down 1, over 1 down 3, over 1 down 5. And there's our parabola. So my instructions to you right now are, open your notes to self and write down this formula. Where's my notes to self here? Oh, I don't have it here. Go to your notes to self, and in the vertex, in the parabola section at the very back, it has what does the A do, what does the H do, what does the K do. So make a note on that. Then the teacher's going to hand out your practice for today. Okay, so there we go. So hopefully now you know what the A does, the H does, and the K does. All right, I will see you tomorrow, and have a great rest of your day.